things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People's City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
This is area race announcer James Rowland. Join me and Bree Fansteel every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket for the Finish Line, where we cover all things motorsports from local racing to racing around the world. Every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome into The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome into The Breeze. Once again, Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, come Ticket Sundays, at least in the morning before we hand things over to Ben. But you guys can still join in. We have Royals not on the airwaves yet. They will take over at 1:30. So in the meantime, 402-464-5685. The Starter Hema text line still open to you. You can put a face to the voice. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X, Allo, channel 961. With that being said, we do got our other host on the Allo VIP line today, where they understand the importance of exceptional service with a local heart. Let's go ahead and bring him in. Haas DeBreezy, how's it going on this Sunday, man?
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday indeed. And like I said, we got DP in studio as well. But Haas, where do you want to start with it? I take it you're on the road right now.
4th of July weekend. I'm always in Wilmington, North Carolina, hanging out with my best man and their family. It's always a lot of great times. Beach time and video game and board game time. It's always a lot of fun.
Did you say board games?
Yeah, man.
What are the board games of choice, Austin Breezy?
Depending on the age of the people. If it's with the kids, we throw in Monopoly and Clue. If it's with older people, there's different games that you probably haven't heard of.
Well, that's why I asked, because they're parts of family and friends that all play board games around each other. That's just kind of the way of connecting old folks.
You throw out sequence, I'll play with you guys.
Right? Like there's certain ones that you get to. So I'm an old Trivia Pursuit guy. And I can't even, me and my friends I couldn't count the number of days and hours we burned playing Trivia Pursuit. And it's a real thing. So to hear somebody else still kind of engaging in that makes me smile. Like I feel like, okay, I'm not the uber geek that I think I am. There are other people out there that would rather, you could still have the game on in the background, right? You can still have a ball game on in the background, but the fact that you will sit and communicate with each other over shared ideas is just magnificent. So
maybe I need to go with the board games more. I always whip out Texas Hold'em, and that, some feelings are hurt at the end of that one.
Right. Right. Like you lose some of that in the gambling thing. And then the crossing that the kids watch how the adults participate. And I think that is a lost art, right? That to watch and see how the grown-ups are interacting is how kids will then interact or not.
Ruthless aggression and the murderous game playing.
Yeah.
They definitely pick up on those things.
Yep. Good deal. In your travels, by chance, did you get a chance to catch Money in the Bank?
Of course.
Okay.
We were at two different venues. So we watched the first three matches at one place, asked the second place to turn on the TV and pause it so that we can get to the men's world championship match when we get to the next place, which was an hour away. So we watched everything.
Oh my goodness. You really did stretch it out then. That is priority and focus. But I'm not surprised by any of it. So, there's that.
No, it's been a wrestling weekend. It's crazy. The kids, we busted out a Nintendo 64 and we played No Mercy. So for those of you that used to play wrestling video games,
Yeah.
being able to use Triple H and Stone Cold and The Rock and Kurt Angle, Rikishi, Kane and Undertaker, it's for those that play wrestling video games, it's No Mercy is probably the best wrestling video game there is. And so it's been a wrestling weekend. And so I obviously assume you caught it too, DC?
Yes.
Money in the Bank?
Yes.
Yeah. So what was the good, the great, and the I wish they did it differently?
Well, I'm becoming, again, I said it last week that I'm becoming the old guy in the room. Like I don't know when that happened. I don't know when the wrestling traditionalist part of me evolved, but that's who I've become now. I'm the old get off my lawn guy. You know, I really I understand that it evolves, and I understand that different personalities are required. You have to feed the system, so you have to have some new stars. You have to develop them. You have to kind of identify people who have, you know, whatever the it thing is. And what it landed on me last night was that I don't know what it is anymore. Like I don't know what are people watching? Like what makes and I think it's the lowest common denominator, and then I think it's the baseline, right? That the baseline of people can get on board with some ideas, right? Who's a star, who's not a star, what you want to see, what you don't want to see. But also that there's a bit of the lowest common denominator winning out. And I don't want okay wrestling, and I don't want good wrestling, and I don't need danger for it to be interesting. Buddy Raph, Chris Raph sent a note this morning that the women's Money in the Bank was exceptional. They put on a great show. It was extremely dangerous. Like I felt uncomfortable with some of the stuff that was going on. Right? Am I wrong in that? That I was just like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, I thought Zoe Stark broke her neck
Right
on that one move.
Right. Like that. I mean, I literally cringed and paused. There were several moments, and this is where the game has to kind of, and literally the game in Paul Levesque and the game pro wrestling has to really kind of watch itself, and that it becomes the exercise in doing too much, because you're going to end up, look, we did the Owen Hart thing. We went to the full extremes. Like we have to be safe. It has to be safe. It has to be entertaining. It can't just be messy. And it's getting to that point where each pay-per-view, and there were several botches last night.
Oh my God.
Like it was a botch fest. It was an absolute botch fest, because you're asking, I know you're trying to make new stars, but you also have to be careful not to set the standard so high that people have to put themselves at risk to be known, to be on the roster, to get run. Like, no, man.
What was the biggest botch for you?
Oh, Damien's botch. Damien's botch
For not kicking out?
changed the whole. Well, he got hurt, and
yeah,
there's, for any athlete, you know, the moment when the injury happens, that you have to pause. You literally have to pause to regather and regain. Like, oh, let me reboot to make sure that everything. Wait a minute, that I'm not seriously hurt, that I'm not, like, that I can move, that I can function.
Yeah, the spinal cord didn't.
Yeah,
moved out of place.
Yeah, and he panicked, bro, and you could see it in him. You could see it in his face, and then you could see it in the close up after the end of the match, that he really was angry that he wasn't, like, you could hear the conversation in his head. I can't believe I botched that. I can't believe that in my moment of all moments that I changed the whole card, because it made me question the rest of what happened after that. Like, was Drew supposed to come out when he did? Was CM Punk supposed to come out when he did? what was? Wait a minute. It's like, wait a minute. What was Seth supposed to do? And Seth was being the pro, and the referee was just like, "What do you want me to do? To kick out? Like, what do you? Like, what do you?" Like, he literally. I felt this is the first time in a long time I felt bad for the referee because he's literally there going, "Yo, you got me." Like, there's nothing I can do. You saw dude not kick out. Like, and I don't mean not kick out. I mean not try to kick out. Like, he was flat and just went. The referee was like, "Bro, what do you want from me? Like, what do you want from me?"
So to those of you that missed it, there was a couple of reversals that happened in Seth Rollins in the men's championship match against Damian Priest, which had Damian Priest, if he would lose, would leave Judgment Day and not be the leader of Judgment Day anymore. And Seth Rollins would not be allowed, if he lost, to ever battle for the World Heavyweight Championship as long as Damian Priest was champion. And so there was a couple of reversals. It was climatic. It was a very fast-paced match. So let me rewind like 20 seconds in the match, and they finally took a second and paused. And my kids were like, why are they stopping? Because they just went and punched and kicked each other for 3 minutes straight.
Right.
Full on fast pace. So they were exhausted. And so there was the move on the top rope, and then there was the reversal into the Falcon Arrow. And then he hit Damian Priest really good with it. And Damian Priest didn't kick out. And it was 1, 2, and then the ref didn't count 3, and Damian Priest didn't move. And then I'm like, what just happened? And then a couple seconds later, the music of Drew McIntyre hit. And so that was a predictable thing, or was it? Was it supposed to happen? Was Drew McIntyre coming in and Drew McIntyre cashing in and then Drew McIntyre losing again? Was that what was supposed to happen? So is Damian Priest, did he ruin months and months and months of planning, or was that the plan all along? And so that was definitely what the heck just happened kind of moment where we had to rewind it and be like, yeah, no, he didn't kick out. He probably hurt.
Yeah, he really didn't kick. Like, this is where I was with it. And this was such a bad botch that I said, oh, well, Drew's going to come out and declare that he's going to be involved in the match, but he's going to pin somebody who wasn't actually the champion because of the botch. Like, I'm going, oh, he'll come out and beat Seth, but Seth wasn't really the champion. Or that Damian, right. He'll come out and beat Damian, and Seth was the champion because he didn't kick out. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm totally lost right now. I have no idea what you guys are doing.
This is John Cena, Batista in the Royal Rumble. And if Vince McMahon was there, he would have just came out angrily and strutted out, torn his hamstrings or his quads, and said, restart the match.
Yes. Like, it was such a weird botch that I didn't, like, I'm like, and the announcers didn't know. Like, that's, yeah. Like, there was no, hey, we know how to get out of this, because they hadn't seen it before and they weren't prepared. And it was just, so what are we calling now? Like, what are we doing?
So the ref didn't know, the commentators, everyone just...
Nobody knew. And then Drew came out and they're like, so there's a match. They're going to wrestle now. And
so what I think happened, Maximus called it. He said, hey, the music should have hit like 1 second earlier, and then the music would have interrupted everything, and the ref would have stood up. And I'm like, yeah, that's not how it works. So the music hits, the ref still supposed to count. But I think that's what they were trying to do. And then whoever's in charge of music was just on a smoke break or something, because they just missed the timing of playing Drew McIntyre's music.
Oh, Hoss, I literally... I rewound it just to see, and because I wanted, like, it's a palate cleanse, and it's a bad botch when you need to cleanse the palate. Like, you need to go back and go, and there were several times last night that I had to stop and then go back to re-see or unsee what I saw the first time, because I wanted it clean, and I didn't know. And like the women's match, I thought, okay, there were at least 6 move botchments.
That's what I was going to ask you. What do you think the biggest botch of the night full of botches was? Because you got Chelsea Green tweeting after the ladder thing. People asking, saying, yes, I could have died, tweeting it back out there. I mean, what's the biggest botch of the night?
Well, the biggest botch to me was having Chelsea Green in the match. Like that's the biggest botch. What are you doing? Like, her job was to not wrestle.
Hindsight, she'd agree with you.
Like, her Haas, am I wrong in that she was the right, like the comedy infusion and the idea that she could have won just
made no sense.
Yeah, it belittles the whole thing. And then it was the same thing with Gable. Like, what are you doing there, bro? Like, I get that you, like, why are you in there? Why are you in there? And then this is what I need to ask Haas, because this is where I was several times last night. The Money in the Bank used to be the coronation of the next great thing. Am I wrong in that, or am I on that? Money in the Bank used to be the acknowledgement, like the whole Roman Reigns acknowledge me thing was Money in the Bank. It's that I'm about to shine. I'm like, the work I've put in has been noticed. I'm going to be the next thing, not some comedy interlude. It wasn't, you didn't miss in Money in the Bank. You got it right? I mean, that's what it was.
So a couple things came to mind. Number one, before all the matches, if you looked at who was in there, I could say easily that Tiffy had to win. And Mia hated it, but I'm like, Tiffy has to win. And she's like, no, I want Naomi to win. And the reason I want Naomi to win is because she's friends with Bailey and she'll never cash in on Bailey. And I'm like, you don't know wrestling. You cash in on your friends all the
time. Right.
But Tiffy, the reason why she matters is she looks the part as in a fitness, gymnast, buff person who actually upsets the crowd. And of all the people in the match, she gets the biggest reaction. And it would be most believable for her to fight Bailey or for her to fight Liv Morgan if they ever wanted to do that. So that made sense. The other people did not make sense to me. So fine, they did that correctly. The men's match, nothing changed. If no one watched the men's ladder match and no one watched the pay-per-view and you just go to Raw, CM Punk screwed Drew McIntyre for the third time. There is no men's Money in the Bank winner. And so women's Money in the Bank winner 100% of the time becomes a champion. Men's Money in the Bank winner, is it close to 50? Is it close to 60? So winning the Money in the Bank means nothing for the men's side, and that's the biggest botch. That's the worst part of it. You could have had Jey Uso win it and still had CM Punk screw Drew McIntyre. He could have come out in the men's ladder match and screwed Drew McIntyre. Why waste it on the championship match? So two people could have been built, and that's the two of the three biggest crowd pleasers with LA Knight and Jey Uso, and neither of them walked out with the Money in the Bank. And that was the biggest botch by far of the night last night.
Yeah, I mean, Drew McIntyre is Drew McIntyre. He's the same Drew McIntyre today than he was yesterday. You could have elevated LA Knight. You could have elevated Jey Uso. You could have told me that, you know what, this is Andrade, this is your time, right? Your time of being loyal and being patient and all those things, we're going to pay you off. If you had told me that you were going to put Braun Breaker into that, and if you've bought into Braun Breaker, so you tell me next year Braun Breaker wins Money in the Bank. You can write it and circle it. That match was his jump in. But you also missed the boat on recreating the rest of it. Tell me that Kevin Owens would win Money in the Bank, and I have some understanding for it. If you told me there's a full range of people that you could have told me, you know what, one final run. If you had to go and announce the Cena retirement without allowing Cena in the Money in the Bank and let Cena win the final Money in the Bank for a challenge that he's not going to win down the road would have been perfect. Like, why would you?
Right.
Why would you bury that?
There was no winner of the Money in the Bank match because there is no man carrying the briefcase.
Yep.
That's how I look at it.
Yep.
What's the point of the match?
Yep. You literally just buried the money in the bank briefcase for the next and unless you're going to come back and say, hey, it didn't count because he wasn't the champion. Like he literally didn't he didn't wrestle the champion. He wrestled somebody else. Like that doesn't count. Wait a minute. Seth was the winner.
Mm-hmm.
Seth pinned Damian. And the official he had started a fight that wasn't a championship fight. It wasn't a championship fight.
That would make it awesome. To come back on Monday Night Raw, Triple H starting, holding the belt. I took the belt from Damian Priest because he wasn't the champ.
Right.
And then just
like all of it. And
Monday
then,
Night Raw.
Yeah, then it's a free-for-all, right? I mean, you can go through, and then you could, if you really wanted to entice me, tell me that there's a tournament where everybody has an opportunity. Like, give me a full month of tournament. Like, give me a full month of highest seed versus lowest seed, and then redo it, right? Like, you want to have King Gunter, that would be, I buy into that, right? Just to see where they think people are in this thing. But none of it was done. And so I just get weird by the fact that, okay, nobody in the back really wants to do a unique thing. They want to do a different thing. And they want to do the same thing. And it's old and it made my head hurt.
Haas, before we go to break, I'll go ahead and let you set this one up before we do so.
I'm glad you brought up Gunther. It's like, okay, where do you go from here? The Damian Priest versus Gunther for SummerSlam, a couple of weeks. That's one of the matches. It doesn't have the feel of the other matches. The Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk match is going to be more exciting and something to look forward to more than a heavyweight championship. And so, like, what kind of story build was that? And so I will say this: Damian Priest does look the part a little bit. So his height, his size, all those things, his move repertoire. So he has the moves of a smaller guy. So he moves around. He's athletic. He's quicker. But there's no story with him and Gunther. And who's the good guy? I don't get that. So
yeah, I don't think they know.
Is that a match that you even care about at SummerSlam when we come back from the break?
Yep.
Absolutely. We'll talk about it. Don't go anywhere. The Breeze, Haas, DP. We'll talk to you guys in just a little bit.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Kingdom Sports Minute with Ron Brown. The odds are not good for any high school or college athlete reaching the pros. For some, the journey takes longer and has unexpected twists and turns. An example would be Kurt Warner, who was ultimately inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but not before his career path took more than a few wrong turns. He was undrafted during training camp. He spent 3 seasons in the Arena Football League before eventually signing with the St. Louis Rams as a backup quarterback. King David experienced many rough spots on his own path when he moved the Ark of the Covenant. God directed the Ark to be moved from Levi's tribe, carried by poles inserted into the gold side rings. In 1 Chronicles 13:1, David consulted many human advisors, but he forgot to consult God. Though he took 30,000 men, placed the Ark on a new cart, and made a great show of the procession, he did not do the right thing. He did it the wrong way. The problem was disobedience to God's word. God only blesses his work done in his way, and God cares about the details.
Visit kingdomsports.online.
Do you have a new address or phone number? Update your info with Powerline, LES's outage reporting system. Visit les.com/powerline or call 402-475-4211 to sign up.
Looking for a job that feels like family? Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. They have openings on all shifts at both the main plant and Air Park facilities, offering flexibility to fit your schedule. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you there. At Lincoln Industries, they invest in their people's success, providing opportunities for growth and advancement. Apply now and become a part of something special at Lincoln Industries.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in July. Try any of their delicious breakfast burritos or sandwiches for a great summer breakfast with the family. And don't forget, 10% of all Karma Latte sales go to the Pediatric Cancer Action Network. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. Navigating the legal system can be stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. Liberty Law Group is here to do the heavy lifting for you. We believe in treating every client with respect and understanding. When you're in need of legal assistance, trust Liberty Law Group to fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
You're listening to The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into The Breeze. Once again, Harrison Owens on the ones and twos. We got DP in studio with me. We got Haas to Breezy, the other host on the Allo VIP line. Wrapped up talk about Money in the Bank. And
we do have a text that I want to read to Haas. I don't know if he can see them, but here's what it says. And Don is with us this morning. Don says, who looks worse / weak after Money in the Bank? Damian Priest, anyone who was in the men's or women's Money in the Bank matches, or Braun Breaker for losing to Sami Zayn, right? I mean,
that's a good one.
Like, it's good stuff. So great text, Don. Haas, your reaction.
So the person that looks the weakest to me, despite winning, is Solo Sikoa.
Yeah.
So Solo Sikoa. And so we could start there. The reason it is for me, Jacob Fatu's a beast. Jacob Fatu was the man of the night. He was the superstar of the night. And for him to have his first match and look the way he looked, the no-sell, Randy Orton's Viper, like vintage Randy Orton DDT from the ropes.
Yep.
He just stood up, and Randy Orton was slithering in the ring and looked up and was like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah.
And so for him to be able to do flips from the rope, and for him to just straight up murder people in the match, like, Jacob Fatu is the bloodline. And so I'm sitting next to Mia, and Mia's like, "He better not put that necklace on Solo Sikoa. He should just put it on himself, because he's the head of the table. He's the bloodline." And I was like, "Dang." The way he fought, the way he controlled that match, he won Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I think from a weakness standpoint, it's that thing we had talked about with Braun Breaker. They have to be careful. They have to be careful. They did a great job of building it up. They did a great job of supporting it. The WWE profile last week was on the Steiner brothers, and a great, such a great hour of rest. Oh, that was so good. That's such a good profile of telling. Like, again, I think we're pretty connected to it or adjacent to it, but these things constantly find a thing that I wasn't aware of. And I never once knew that Rick Steiner, their actual last name is Rick Steiner.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, his real name is Rob Rick Steiner. But when he became a pro, they were like, the announcers can't say your name like in full. Rob Rick Steiner is just, so why not just become Rick Steiner? And then Scotty was like, "Yep, I'm Scotty Steiner." Like it, and and then the whole transition to Big Papa Pump. And I'm just going, yeah, if you're Braun Breaker, first of all, why are you not a Steiner? Right. Second of all, you better be a Steiner, because at some point in your career, you better become Big Papa Pump Jr. Right. Like, I need that. So to have him lose to Sammy either means that Sammy is really personality profile number 5 in pro wrestling. So as the champions set, right? That's kind of how it should be. Is now we still know that Roman is still at the top of at the head of the table, but then it's Cody. It can't be Damian, so probably Seth. Gunter, because you carried him and built it around, and then probably Sammy. Not Solo, not Jay, not. Like, it's a weird thing that's happening right now.
How far down is Damian Priest though?
Like, he's got to be 4 or 5 because he still has the strap.
Yeah.
But Hoss, am I right or wrong in that? That the hierarchy, if you have a strap, the Intercontinental strap by rule and history should be, you should be 3 or 4. 5 at the lowest if you have a tenure that has the Road Warriors or the 4 Horsemen as the tag team champions, and you don't have that. So, right? Like, what is happening?
So, WWE has done a great job of building characters. So, fine, go ahead and rank them. Cody's 1, Damian Priest is 2, and Sammy's 3. And lurking in the background, we got CM Punk, we got Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Dwayne. That's 10 people right there.
Right.
We haven't even said Jey Uso.
Right.
So there's so many people. Can they give R-Truth the serious run? Can they turn him to be a serious person and just give him a run that he deserves?
I don't think they missed the window. The window was 3 months ago.
After the Royal Rumble, when he was 24th in both.
Right.
And
That if you gave him the run then, and that he's a better wrestler than Kofi, you and I have had this discussion. He's in the Daniel Bryan level of performer.
Yes.
So you could have done that, but I think a trust factor falls into play, right? Because you don't know whether you could script. Like a part of me would absolutely have written it that way so that I could send him on the talk circuit as R-Truth, legitimately as R-Truth, just having him, scare Hollywood hosts.
That'd be pretty
right. It would be pretty amazing to look. You would absolutely tune in to R-Truth on Kimmel. Like you just like what is happening? We don't know what he's going to say. Right? Like, what are we doing? So, yeah, I don't know where it all stands. And again, maybe it's on purpose. Maybe it's on purpose to confuse us all. But at some point, we have to get away from the Raw pay-per-views and the SmackDown pay-per-views in order to really measure up. I would like not just for WrestleMania, because there's only two, right? There's only two events, pay-per-views that are both of them combined, right? What am I missing?
No, they've been combining lately. They've been combining.
So what WrestleMania is the only card that I can think of where both championships are on display in both genders. So if you had men's and women's world championships, because I want the super card. I want the super card of both world championships, men's and women's. I want the Intercontinental title. I want a new tournament for the old U.S. title. Bring it back because we need it. We need it for real. And then both tag team titles all in one card. Like all in one card. I don't know why that's so difficult. But that's just me being greedy. So that we could see the real pecking order.
That made me think, I'm like, who's the U.S. champion? Isn't the U.S. champion supposed to be number 4 in that list?
Right.
And didn't we talk about him like a year ago being a future world champion?
Yep.
And so the belt is supposed to elevate the U.S. champion, and in actuality, it decreased his value.
Here's the other one. If you gave me back a TV title, which was you don't understand how many people built it on the TV title, and you could have a SmackDown champion and a Raw champion, like not as the world champions, but as your TV champions. You literally could make it more interesting, because then that would always be the most interesting fight of the night, to have a TV champion. And Kevin Owens is like the perfect TV champion on one side, right? Jey Uso would be a perfect TV champion on another side, right? Because they're the hype ones. The people always respond. You can put young talent up against them. You can put veteran talent up against them. It would always matter. You could have just said, hey, Seth, you know what? Carry a TV title for 3 months until we pick our next project. Bring it up from NXT, or will we pull up some other? It just seems like missed opportunities are all over the place.
Missed opportunity is exactly what's on my mind. You talked about it last week. What would you do if you came in as general manager and you have all this talent now? You've created all this talent. I think the talent between WWE and AEW is completely different now.
Yeah.
Like you could see the AEW talent is nowhere near it. I would say 2-3 years ago, AEW was neck and neck with WWE, but it's nowhere near it now.
Yeah.
And WWE is dropping the bank. They're just literally dropping the bank, not the bag, the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have the opportunity on the women's side. I haven't seen a championship match in like two months. Like, what's going on there? The women were the best part of WWE, but there's no matches going on. Why? Why?
To tell me, like, I understand that, like, I'm not a TIFF fan, but I understand that if you, again, this would be perfect, that if you had a women's TV title, oh my goodness, like, that's a weekly challenge. What better way to get high volume reps? You're going to get 50 repetitions of the championship title every week. The TV title is up for grabs every week. Every week. And in the rotation, yeah, you can build rivalries, but you can also build opportunity. And to allow somebody the responsibility, it's on-the-job training for big title. Like, that was how it was always done. The Tommy Riches of the world would always carry, like, the Georgia Championship TV title until the new up-and-comer would come into town and spark it up, and then, you know, Austin Idol would come in and steal a title for 2 months so Tommy Rich could get surgery and recover. And then, oh, here comes Brad Armstrong to take the title for a bit. And you cared because they were good dudes. But then every now and then Stan Hansen would come into town and beat him up to no end and then carry the belt. Like, I don't understand what they're doing.
So with how they do the belts, is Gunther, does he even have a chance of losing at SummerSlam?
Well, what are you holding him out for? If it's not to give him another run, a long run, like, you're not holding him out to go, okay, middle of the pack, you're middle of the card guy. Like, you let him hold the third most important title for the longest period of time ever. And the point of here's a beautiful point of reference, that the initial Intercontinental Champion was Pat Patterson. And everybody thought Pat Patterson was so much going to be world champion one day, that Money in the Bank has bypassed the Intercontinental title. Like, think about it. Honky Tonk wore it forever and never got the chip. He never got the big strap. But all of these Money in the Bank people are in line for it. A lot of the Intercontinental guys never even got the strap opportunity. Like, some of the Don Morocco never got
better the last decade.
Yeah, like, it's a weird thing, man. As you think about it, that there are Hall of Famers, Cowboy Bob Orton Jr., Roddy Piper, folks who carried that Intercontinental strap who never got to hold the big strap. And the WWE has blurred and muddied the water to that thing so much so that we don't know what the value of its third strap is. We don't know the value of it. Money in the Bank holds more value. King of the Ring has more value than the Intercontinental title.
Haas, I'll let you wrap up here and tease us for the next segment. Go ahead.
They've improved on it. So it usually, and they're showing it with Gunther. So it's like, okay, it's valuable now. You were second to last with Brock Lesnar. You were there in the Royal Rumble. We let you be the champ for 2 years, and so that's where it's changed. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin, there's been a good amount of people that have won it as a stepping stone. I would say before the 90s, before 2000, you're right. It was just, here's the belt. We're not going to give you anything else. This is all you get. And so at least they've evolved that a little bit.
I do have a question for you when we come back. Okay, here's the question. Okay. I want you to have time to think about it. Who would be the women's Intercontinental title holder?
Okay.
We'll let you think about it, Haas. Don't go anywhere. The Breeze, Haas, DP, Harrison Arns behind the board. We'll talk to you on the other side.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
There's that pit in my stomach. I hope that knot gets untangled and untied so that the Royals can be in contention for the playoffs come late August into September. I'm not holding my breath for it, but before I freak out and lose my mind about how bad things are right now, I'm going to choose to look back at last year and remember how bad 56 and 106 felt.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Treads Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Treads Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Treads Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Hey Nebraska, registration is officially closed for the 40th annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games will feature 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. If you didn't sign up but want to follow along for results or watch the action yourself, go to cornhuskerstategames.com. Thanks to our partners, Nebraska Orthopedic Center, Pepsi Cola, Nebraska Medical Association, and Farmers Mutual of Nebraska.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. Navigating the legal system can be stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. Liberty Law Group is here to do the heavy lifting for you. We believe in treating every client with respect and understanding. When you're in need of legal assistance, trust Liberty Law Group to fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
You're listening to The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment of the Breeze. Harrison Arns behind the board. We got Haas DeBreezy on the Allo VIP line. Really understand the importance of exceptional service with a local heart. We got DP, the other host, in studio with me. We got some text from the text line as well. I want to quick get in here before we throw it over to Haas, Bill, and Bennett. Stein and Brothers were always my favorite tag team growing up. And then Don, if we got time for a Don, we'll see if we can get into that one. Great question. But Haas.
No, that's a great one to lead into. Yeah, I like that one.
All right. So this one's from Don. From Moments I See, I would go with Natalia or Nia Jax, depending on what flavor of the first ever.
Oh, right. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He stole mine. To have her be the inaugural IC champion is exactly where you should go. He's done so much for the women's wrestling that Natty Neidhart needs to be the IC champ. So I was going to give you three people, and number 3 would have been Jade Cargill, number 2 Shayna Baszler, and number 1 would have been Natalia.
So good.
So,
you imagine every TV match is a shoot with Shayna Baszler, like just putting people in real wrestling holds and just saying, "Get out, and you can win the title."
60 seconds in the ring, then you get a date.
Right?
Like, from
how many?
Entourage.
Oh, that would be the greatest promo ever. Is just having dudes from the audience being put in a Baszler cutter and all. They're a rear naked choke and just.
This is the main televisor.
Oh, this is so
the
good.
Master Lock.
Oh,
the Master Lock challenge.
Oh, so good. Oh, it would be so. Look, remember. I mean, look. Ken Masters made a career off of it. I'm 100% in. Like, give me that. Give me that 100%. Like, just let me find anybody that can take a Nia Jax slam from the from the rope. Like, let me. I'm for all of that.
I mean, there's so many ideas that H just needs to hit us up with. So the Baszler challenge. If you last for 30 seconds, you get tickets to WrestleMania.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it really needs to be a campaign that Natalia, one, they have the tournament. Go ahead and have the tournament and include everybody, like literally everybody. You can have NXT people, you can have AEW, like
Jordan
anybody,
Grace be there?
like anybody, and then have Natalia win the first one, and then set up how you're going to use this. Yeah. I'm all in. Like you know what you really could do if you really wanted to. I mean, this is one where you bring back Lita. You bring back, you just brought back, my former first wife Trish Stratus. You can bring back, like, I think that would be fantastic, right? That for the runs that they're talking about, that would be it. That a 3-month run of Trish Stratus as the TV title or women's Intercontinental title. I'm all for it.
So, where do we go from here? Is anyone beating Cody Rhodes this year?
Yes. I just don't know who it is. I don't know who it is.
Okay.
I don't know who it is. I don't know.
Are you on the same page as me that Jacob Fatu is a main eventer?
No, not until he beats up Solo.
Okay.
He's got to beat up.
But did you see it when you watched him? Like, does he have the it factor?
Well, but he's always had that. He needed the bloodline to validate it and put him in, because there's no other way he's in a match with Cody Rhodes or Randy Orton or Kevin Owens under the current format. There's no way the only way they could have done this differently was the other bloodline. Right? The same way you brought in Seth, Roman, Dean. If you had brought the three of them in together, like if you had brought them in while Roman was there as the head of the table with Jay and Jimmy, and then you brought the three of them in to take on the bloodline, like we knew blood, bro. New blood. That's what I wouldn't have gone with bloodline. New blood with them three, and then Jacob's the guy? Oh, Hey, give me, and then bring in Rikishi to settle the squash, and then have Rock come in. Yeah, you could have done a whole lot other than the way you're doing it.
Haas, give me your final thoughts here before we get out of here.
Should we talk about Bronny?
No,
we can do it in 60 seconds.
Why doesn't anyone want to go to the Lakers? I feel like it's the Fresh Prince when his dad came back to his life, and why won't he love me? Why won't he love me? Why won't anyone go to the Lakers? What's going on? Why doesn't anyone want to play with LeBron?
I don't know that's naturally true. If the money's right,
nobody came to the Lakers. No coach, no players, no one. No one wants to play with LeBron.
They're your Lakers, so they are your Lakers, sir. You answer the question,
and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Come over.
Might be something with only being $1 million away from that second tax apron. I think that's the real reason. But with that being said, we're going to wrap it up. Be sure to stay tuned. We got Nico. He's back here in studio with the Nico Project the next hour. So don't go anywhere. Ticket Sundays. We'll keep it rolling.